was a duplex out of Miami. I needed around $48,000 down payment, and it was an exciting investment, one that I was very nervous about. My thesis for the investment was one that was fairly simple. It was out of fear because I felt that if I ended up buying some real estate, over time, if I signed a 15 or 20-year note, that by the time I was 35 or 40, I would have a handful of assets with very little debt. And that was my answer to never going bankrupt, is owning hard assets. As an athlete, there's a gift and a curse. And sometimes people celebrate it and take the meeting. But for the most part, they're thinking that you're just an athlete and you're really not focused on business. So I think part of the things you have to do as an athlete is surround yourself with institutional type investors with incredible background. So A, it understands that your team and your infrastructure is one that could play at the big league level, and B, one that can actually follow through and do the things they say they can do. Joe Torre and Joe Girardi were both great leaders. They expected you to show up early and leave late, and they did not micromanage. I remember one time I was struggling, and Joe Torre brought me into his office. He thought I was pressing and overworking. So here I was walking into his office, and I thought he was going to be mad and really get upset at me. And he said, "Look, I think you're pressing a little bit too much. If you turn around, there's a beautiful bottle of wine. It was a silver oak. And next to it, it was a cigar. I said, I want you to go home and drink that bottle of wine." I said, "Well, I'm not much of a drinker of wine." He said, "Drink it." I said, "Okay." Tomorrow's game's at 7. If you show up here before 6 o'clock, I will fine you. That night, I go out and hit a home run. The next night, I go out and hit 2 home runs. And off I went and finished that season very strong. We actually like to buy, fix, and refinance and hold forever. We've had a lot of success in the secondary and tertiary markets, especially in the Southeast. South North Carolina has been great. Now that was a nice pivot. We went from New York real estate to wedding. Why don't we go back to New York real estate?